Hey guys, what's up? What's up? Welcome back to Let's Keep It Real. I am back with another video for you all guys. And y'all, I listened to the apology that Dr. Jackie put out, and she apologized to everyone and how they took her statement that was made a few years back. But before we get started, remember everything that we discuss is alleged and fair use. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Everything that I will be talking about, videos posting, I am using that under the fair use law. And also, guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Let's Keep It Real. And y'all, I got my frankincense and myrrh burning right now for good energy. Uh, for good energy, good vibes. And we're not taking no negative energy over here. Okay, so I want to keep it all nice and relaxed in a setting that makes everybody feel welcomed, at peace. So, like I said, I got my frankincense and my burning for good vibrations only. So, don't forget to hit the like button as you come in and drop your comment below. Let me know how you feel. Do you feel that Dr. Jackie's apology was acceptable to you? And do you think Black women cry wolf? Do you think Black women cry wolf? Do when Black women get pregnant, or just going to the doctor for that matter, do you think that they complain too much? Do you think that when Black women get pregnant and they go to the doctor, are Black women complaining? Are we complaining? Have we complained too much in the past? Drop your comments below. And we're going to talk about that. But before we get started with talking about it, I am going to back it all the way up. And we're going to talk about her comment that stirred up so much controversy. And my thing is, I'm just trying to figure out when, where, why, and how did this whole thing come back up? Because this was done, I believe, the statement was made back in 2020, I believe. Don't quote me, but I think it was. So I'm just wondering why all of this is resurfacing now. What's going on? What happened to bring this up to the forefront where it is actually causing issues in Dr. Jackie's career? These statements that people are out here making, they can affect an individual's career, their professional career, in a very negative way. So I'm going to pull up the actual old clip that she had made that statement or that comment in back a few years ago. So I'm going to let y'all listen to that first before we get into talking about exactly, about her apology now.
Dr. Jackie just got her karma when participating in an ice out of.
And just keep in mind also, guys, fair use, fair use, fair use.
Dr. Jackie just got her karma when participating in an ice out of the main character on Married to Medicine Goes Wrong. Now you got the internet knocking at your door, looking up old clips of you. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Sometimes as African American women, we're a bit more dramatic. And that you go to the doctor and you complain and you complain and you complain, and you're not taken serious because you cried wolf the entire pregnancy.
That ain't me, boo. I don't know what you talking about, but go ahead.
I didn't say you. I just said as African American women, we want to also make sure you're being serious with your doctor and not playing the game so I can take you off work. Because then we see you 25 times in the pregnancy. It's hard to believe that there's a true problem when there's a true problem.
Dr. Jackie released a statement and you still said what you said, so you can keep all of that to yourself. Everything that lady said was grade A foolery. Where's the empathy? You are a Black woman yourself. Just because some people may cry wolf doesn't mean that everyone is crying wolf. Black women go through so much as it is. People don't take us serious, and it's so hard for us to do anything in this world.
Okay, so I just wanted you all to hear a little bit of the whole thing that started what is led up to today, where Dr. Jackie had actually apologized. She had basically, and I'm paraphrasing, and of course, again, fair use, and everything is alleged. But I'm paraphrasing in my own words that Dr. Jackie, she had took to online with another doctor from the show, and she basically said that Black women cry wolf and they come in and complain to get taken off from work. And my question is, do you feel like that? Do you think that? I'm just wondering. Is this, a legitimate statement that she's making concerning Black women? Do all Black women go to the doctors and complain? And I just want to put out there, consider the fact that, when you're pregnant, your body's going through so many hormonal changes. You're being affected physically, you're being affected mentally. You have another life that you're caring for. So it's going to affect each person in different ways. So my question, like I said, do Black women complain too much? Do they complain too much? Or is this, that's something that maybe Dr. Jackie can't relate to, because she did admit that she couldn't have any children. So I'm just wondering, again, I'm not saying anything. I'm being neutral to the situation, but I'm just wondering, is she being insensitive because she can't relate to other women and their pains? Maybe some women are dramatic, you know what I'm saying? When you're pregnant, your hormones are all over the place. So maybe some women are dramatic, but a lot of women being dramatic and about their pains and making their pain up, just my opinion, I don't really think so. So, like I said, guys, this is just one of the questions that I was, wondering about. And if anybody would like to chime in, let me know. Do you think that Black women complain when they're pregnant, to the point where, they want to get taken off from work, or, they just want preferential treatment? What is the case? And according to the video that I just played for use, the individual in the video was saying that, Black women do have it a lot harder. And, and from other videos that I've listened to, a lot of people say that Black women's pain is not looked at as being real. Black women are looked at, and these are different things that I've heard. Black women are looked at as being, they should be stronger. They have a high pain tolerance, but that's not the case. Not all Black women have this high pain tolerance that myth that is obviously being put out there, allegedly, that Black women can handle just about any kind of pain. That's not true. Pain is pain, and women feel pain, period. It don't matter what nationality you are. Women feel pain, okay? It's not, oh, this group over here feels it different and this group over here feels it differently, or this group over here feels it differently. No, pain is pain when it comes to females, and when it comes to being pregnant, the pain is the same across the board. This is just my opinion. I don't think that one, like I said, nationality can handle pain a lot better than another. I don't believe that one bit. Each woman from any nationality, the pain is going to be what their level of pain is, whatever it is that they feel. So I think that's a blanketed statement to make that, Black women cry wolf. What population do you normally serve? Do you serve people from other nationalities? You see what I'm saying? So if you're going to make these types of generalized statements, I would suggest, before you do so, do some research first. In order for you to make a blanketed statement like that, you would have to have served other nationalities and taken care of those women while they were pregnant. And then again, do some kind of research study to determine that. But to just say that, and she's way smarter than that. So I'm kind of surprised that she made that statement, but because you definitely cannot make those types of statements if you don't specifically know, especially if you've only worked with one group of women. You can't say, oh, Black women, all they do is complain and about their pain, and they come into the doctor every time you turn around, paraphrasing, and they're complaining about this and they're complaining about that. Well, again, if you've only serviced a certain population, that's a blanketed statement and it does not apply. You're making a far leap in logic, is what they would call it in philosophy. So I think it is a lot to unpack with her statements. Exactly. I'm gonna play it again for the people who just came in. I'm gonna play it again because it is a lot to unpack, and it's just one of them things that I think it should have been dealt with or answered in a different way, So let me let you all listen to that.
Dr. Jackie just got her karma when participating in an ice out of the main.
Oh, and this is fair use.
Dr. Jackie just got her karma when participating in an ice out of the main character on Married to Medicine Goes Wrong. Now you got the internet knocking at your door, looking up old clips of you. Yeah, let's talk about it.
Sometimes as African American women, we're a bit more dramatic, in that you go to the doctor and you complain and you complain and you complain, and you're not taken serious because you cried wolf the entire pregnancy.
That ain't me, boo. I don't know what you talking about, but go ahead.
I didn't say you. I just said as African American women, we want to also make sure you're being serious with your doctor and not playing the game so I can take you off work. because then we see you 25 times in the pregnancy. It's hard to believe that there's a true problem when there's a true problem.
Dr. Jackie released a statement, and you.
Okay, so it is there's a lot of people out there from what I've been reading and researching, since that story first started that are not happy with her statement. And like I said, I'm trying to be neutral about the whole thing that that's a blanket statement to make a general statement to make about black women in general. Again, what population do you serve? Do you service nationalities, other nationalities? You see what I'm saying? You can't just make a statement like that and say that black women, unless you've done some research and like I said, you've worked with other people. I don't care if you've read some books and it said that, but unless you've worked with another population or two or three, then that statement is not valid. It's not valid. It does not fit when it comes to saying that about black women in general. And she's a very intelligent woman. So as I said, it kind of surprised me that statement was made. I was one of those women I'm reading the comments, guys. I was one of those women that was in excruciating pain during delivery. My doctor was black and the nurse was white. I experienced that type of care from the white nurse. And see, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people have their own version of what pain is to them. And I don't think one person's pain is going to be different than another person's pain. And we have to look at that, especially in the medical field. I'm not in the medical field. But in the medical field, that has to be looked at and viewed in a sensitive way. You can't just say, again, make blanketed statements like that and make it fit everybody. Because again, each case is different. And somebody else said it's impossible to try to help these women. They already abort 38% of us, and 80% are overweight, mostly obese, not fair to men. Is this Amanda speaking? Is this Amanda speaking? What do you mean when you say not fair to men? And, a lot of people, well, what about the women who don't abort? You see what I'm saying? I'm looking at the ones who don't do that. I can't speak for the obesity part because, you can't control how people eat. But what about the women who go through their pregnancy and have hard times with their pregnancy, especially if they're younger? You just seen the first comment that somebody put in there. Is it HOYTTWD? You just seen the person that commented and said that they had a tough pregnancy. So there are women that do have legitimate valid points and stories and their own situations that they've lived through that it's not fair to say those types of things. This is my opinion, because again, you've not worked with all different nationalities. You've serviced, from what I'm seeing in the Atlanta area, you serviced a small population of African-American women, but you've made a generalized statement on all black women, period. That is a far leap in logic. You cannot do that. It makes no sense. I think that we as a people think we somehow become unconnected to our community when we are certain levels. Exactly. Hey, what's up, Cap? When we are, I think it was me, man. I think that I think that when people do reach a certain level of status and what on TV shows and everything and once you done made it to the big screen, then you made it. You made it. That's what Hollywood tells us, that you made it. So you get so far removed. Again, this is my opinion. These are not facts. This is allegedly. One could get so far removed because they've made it. I made it. I'm making big money. I'm having new houses built up, because I think she had a house rebuilt or remodeled. She had a house remodeled and it looks nice. But let's not forget who got you there. Let's not forget about those women, patients who came to you faithfully every week with their trust in you as a black woman who should be able to understand and empathize and sympathize. No, you can't have children, so you can't say exactly what it feels like. But you know what? I care enough about you as a woman and a black woman to, take your pains and your ailments and your aches and everything seriously. If I need to do some lab work to see what's going on, what's really bothering you, because there could be underlying issues, then that's what I'm going to do as a doctor. If, I'm saying, this is what I'm thinking that, a doctor would do. And I'm not saying that doctors don't do that, because I had a great doctor when I was pregnant, and guess what? When I had my daughter, I went through labor. I'm just, being a little transparent about myself. And when I had my daughter, I only got one child, one pregnancy, one birth, all of that. The comment before is talking about people getting rid of babies. Dude, I am not talking about that. I'm talking about women who go through with their babies. When I had my daughter, I couldn't deliver her. I had to have a C-section, and come to find out, she had nuchal cord times 3. So the cord was wrapped around her throat 2 times, and the heart rate was dropping when I was trying to deliver her. So I had to have an emergency C-section. Just think if that doctor was just ignoring it and talking about the pain I'm going through. I'm waiting to get the epidural and the pain that I'm going through at the time, and just think if that doctor disregarded that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, you can't discredit or discount women, period. Not just Black women, but women, period, and think that their pain and what's going on with them is not real, because you're not going through that. So you cannot speak for that woman and what she's feeling and what she's going through. A lot of women have preeclampsia, which is high blood pressure, and it becomes so bad and so hard on the woman's body, carrying a baby. Sometimes the actual pelvis can't carry it. So guess what? The woman has to go on bed rest to get that blood pressure down, and again to allow the body to rest, because it is really hard on the body. So I only had one because it was hard. My actual doctor was a Black woman, was fine, and I'm glad for you, me, man, because I can't imagine having somebody that was insensitive and not understanding what's going on. And if I remember correctly, I think I told y'all before that when I was pregnant, y'all, I threw up every day from the time I was pregnant to when I went in labor. Okay. Threw up everything the day of labor because I didn't know I was in labor. But then when I started barfing up everything, that's when I realized in labor. And you know how when you get pregnant and you go to the emergency room and you're in labor, and once you realize you're in labor, then they'll send you back home. They did all of that. But the second time I went back, the doctor took what I said was like, we're going to go and keep her because she's obviously having issues. And I was having issues. So, these types of subjects hit home because we can all relate to it. And when I heard her make that statement, I'm like, that is so unfair for her to say that. And like I said, is she jealous? Is she jealous or envious that she couldn't have kids? So therefore, you're going to be not sympathetic and not empathetic to these other women who out here who are having kids. To me, that would make you a more compassionate person, because you just want to show your love and support and affection for these women who are carrying lives in which she wasn't, being able to do. She wasn't able to do. You would think she would be a lot more sensitive, but it didn't make her more sensitive. Unfortunately. And I'm just sorry to hear that she's saying it. So yeah, I got some more clips that I'm gonna let y'all listen to. I'm gonna let you all listen to a lady who actually, and I put this in one of my videos. I'm gonna let y'all listen to this clip where this one lady was talking about her not being sympathetic.
I am so tired of people not caring about Black women. How on earth can you say that Black women exaggerate pain and then go and talk to the VP about how Black women are 3 times more likely to die from childbirth? Aren't those two correlated? I had complications at childbirth, which I admit I still have some PTSD from, but to hear a Black OBGYN say this in public, like, how on earth are you going to tell someone they don't feel what they feel? And as someone who, number one, has never given birth, and then number two, as someone who is responsible for the well-being and care of primarily Black women, and you say that out loud, and then you stand 10 toes down on Twitter, there are wolves in sheep's clothing everywhere. And for those of y'all who are asking Dr. Jackie to apologize, stop asking for that. She said what she said. She meant what she said. It is more dangerous for us to continue to put ourselves in situations and around people who do not advocate for us. We need to know who these people are so that we can remove ourselves and go get second and third and fourth opinion instead of trusting someone who in private.
And I definitely agree with that statement, where you should get second and third opinions. So if you find yourself with a doctor that you're not comfortable with, I definitely am an advocate in seeking somebody else. Meaning if I'm not happy with that doctor that I have being pregnant, then by all means, then go get another doctor or go see another doctor. I'm sorry. I am kind of in the middle of this. Now she wants to cry and be out emotional. I think people still think of Black women are lower class, even Black women who have made a name. Yeah, and that's true, me, mine. I do definitely agree. Again, she had Toni Braxton as one of her clients, and I think she had, yeah, she did on the show anyway. Let me just say on the show, Candy was a client. So, these women are made it. They made it, and she treated them with care and respect. But what about the other women that she saw, because they didn't have a name for themselves? Were they not important? Were they not special? Did they not get special treatment? And it just, like I said, takes me back to the whole situation of, I don't care who you are. You took that oath, you took that vow to take care of your patients, and to, show them the love, respect that you would want somebody to show somebody in your family. Or if you had a daughter that was pregnant and seen a doctor, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, guys? So again, I don't know. I just think that she said the wrong thing. A lot of other people said she should be canceled. They said that she should be, that she should lose her license and everything. I think she needs some continuing education, in a lot of fields out here today, for example, teaching, counseling, all of those types of fields, they have continuing education. And I think she would do or be a really great candidate for continuing education on diversity, studying culture diversity, even her own, okay? Just because she's a Black woman, obviously, maybe she cannot relate. So she might need some culture diversity classes to, are known as continuing education classes. That's what they call them. She might need to brush up on some of those. Because again, when you're in a field for so long, period, you might kind of lose it. You might kind of lose that sensitivity, in the mental health field is called, I forgot what it's called, guys, where you just burnout syndrome, where you get burned out and you don't care anymore. So maybe she needs some continuing education classes for her to reconnect. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's why they have those types of classes, so you can learn about new things that's out there, new developments, whatever the case may be. What is this, Oliver? She already said she was sorry. I'm going to play that. What we're doing right now is just kind of backing up and starting from the beginning of everything that led up to this, so I can play her her apology, so people can kind of chime in about that. I've never seen you over here before, but that's how I normally do. I kind of back up and start from the beginning, so people who may not be familiar with the story, they'll know what's going on, and that'll lead us up to where we're going to be going to next about her apology. But I will say again, Oliver, that I do believe sometimes people need to, brush up on some continuing education classes. That's what you do in a lot of different fields, and it kind of updates you and keeps you up to date of what's going on, and it'll kind of help you put things back in perspective, because you can be working in your field so long, you can be a professional at it, and might lose perspective at times. You just go through the motions of doing the job, but you forget about what you're here for, what you're here for, what's the main reason that you're here. And it can happen. It can happen with anybody in just about any field. So that's where we're going with that. I'm going to play, let me find the apology. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, y'all, is I'm going to play the apology so you can hear that, and, let me know what you think about that. And again, fair use.
Happy holidays to you and yours. I'm taking a much needed pause to address comments that I made during a 2020 live interview with one of my castmates. First and most importantly, to Black women and mothers, including your friends, families, and the medical community who cares for you. Because my words left you hurt and feeling unsupported, I want you to know I hear you, I see you, I believe you, and I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I am brokenhearted over this. The guilt and reality that I have hurt and offended people, especially Black women, and some of my own patients, pains me to my core. As I look back over the 2-hour video again and again, I admit that I used the wrong words and descriptions to properly convey my concerns regarding maternal mortality related to women of color. But the fact is, we must do more because we are still dying more. If I could say it all over again, here's how I'd say it. When experiencing a health matter, keep a log of your concerns and symptoms so that you can provide them accurately to your physician. Have a buddy system, someone who can advocate for you when you're with a physician, especially when pregnant. Know that a second and third opinion is not just sometimes warranted, but necessary. I thank you for taking out time from your holiday to tune into my apology and my self-dedication to Black women and healthcare. I've been shaken and moved to be better.
Okay, guys. So you all just heard Dr. Jackie's her apology and everything. Okay, I definitely will research the Negro Project because I've never heard of it, but I definitely will research that. I definitely will research it because I'm not familiar with it at all. Okay, so I'm glad that she did apologize because a lot of women, as you can see from the first video that I had posted about one of the patients, was very hurt and upset. And I do like the fact that she made the statement about having a buddy system, writing everything down, getting a second and third opinion. Because again, when you're going through, especially first pregnancies, you don't know what to expect. You know what I'm saying? And speaking from as a woman and then other women speaking, it's hard for men to kind of chime in on certain issues. I'm just going to be honest. You can state your opinion, but unless you walked in a woman's shoes and you know what it's like to have a baby and everything that goes along, sweetheart, it's really hard for you to have a comment to make, when it comes to those certain things. We appreciate your comments, but again, unless don't be not sympathetic. Please be sympathetic and empathetic. You know what I'm saying? Although you can't walk in a woman's shoes because those things that women do go through when they're pregnant, it can be very traumatic, and as we know that some women, have issues to where they don't make it and the baby doesn't either. So that's why it's important for this to be heard, and I'm glad that Dr. Jackie realized her mistake and addressed that and fixed it, and of course wants to continue along that path of taking care of women, especially Black women, because it's just a fact. It's not made up that Black women do not receive the care that they should receive, and a lot of women have suffered from that. I've seen stories many a times, and of course now with this coming out, I've done more research and looked it up, and it's a lot of women who have been impacted in a negative way. So that's what we're focusing on, is that there needs to be a lot more sensitivity, because people think that, oh, Black women, they can handle everything, they can carry the cross, they can bear the cross on their back. No, not always. Not always. Black women, I mean, we need help at times. We do need help. We do need love and support and understanding. So if you take away anything from that, any men that are listening, just know that Black women ain't all hard and tough and strong. We do need love and support. Oliver, you know what? I'm gonna block you, hun, because you're still missing the point. Obviously, I don't know if you're a child or a grown up, but you're still missing the point. I'm trying to tell you, I'm trying to explain of what's going on, and you still running off at the mouth about nothing. But anyway, like I said, I'm glad that she apologized, and she did stress the point of having a buddy system and all of that. So I'm gonna let you all listen to a couple of like a doctor and a nurse who kind of weighed in on the subject, and this is their opinion. And I can't remember if their opinions came out before the apology video or not, but I'm still gonna let you all listen to it, and it is for use. So let me go and find that in the comment section. Okay, this is from a nurse, for use.
As a nurse, I am so incredibly disappointed in Dr. Jackie. How could you get on the internet, the World Wide Web, and say that Black women exaggerate pain, cry wolf about pain, and over exaggerate and overreact? When you know that we face so many disparities and health inequalities within the system, we have the highest mortality rate for childbirth. And that is what you decided to say as a Black woman, as a Black doctor, and I think that you're an OBGYN? How could you? How could you? I'm waiting for you to get on the internet and clean up what you said. You owe us an apology. You know what we.
Okay, and of course, we all know that she did apologize. Exactly. Who's turned people down? I'm like, exactly. Me, man, people just want attention, and they got their little 5 minutes of fame over here at Let's Keep It Real. So I hope you feel a whole lot better. And whatever personal issues you got going on because you're thinking that somebody's trying to tear somebody down, what are you talking about? This is one Black woman speaking on the issues of Black women that we can all relate to. Again, you are not a female, so you cannot relate. So therefore, how are you going to speak on this? You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Use your head. You can't speak on something like this because you are not a female. You ain't went through what a female carry, which is a baby in their body that they gave birth to. So until you able to do that, then I'm gonna need you to hush up, okay? And so let me go on and play this last video again. I don't know if this was before or after, but this is just a doctor giving her perspective on the importance of being there for their patients, period. So I'm gonna let you listen to that. And again, this is for use as well.
One of the things that being a physician has taught me is that no two patients are the same. A patient that you might think is quote unquote dramatic is a patient who is going through something that they have never experienced in their life and they are scared. It is not lost on me that I am taking care of patients who look like me, feel like me, and have the same complaints as me. And as someone who has been in spaces where I feel like my voice is not being heard or that no one is listening to me, I know that I have to be mindful about how I take care of my patients and what I do and say to them. To hear another Black woman doctor say that Black women are dramatic is very disappointing. As physicians, we are taking care of patients in their most vulnerable state, and patients look to us for a level of comfort and trust. And we have to be mindful of the type of rhetoric that we push, especially a rhetoric.
Okay, so basically, she just kind of summed up everything that we've been talking about. Everything that we've been talking about, about women and let me put you in timeout because you're getting on my nerves. Everything that we've been talking about pertaining to women and that, you have to show a level of care, realizing that everybody is not the same. Oh, the Negro Project is about all of. Okay, I don't think we show ain't. We're not even talking. Evidently, this person just wants to be heard. Oliver Hunt, get your own page and then go on and create your own material here because I'm not going to acknowledge it. I'm glad you said what it was, me, man, because I ain't about to read up on it because that ain't what we talking about. We talking about women that are giving birth and the issues that Black women go through and that Black women, in my opinion, and a lot of other Black women's opinion, we don't cry wolf. The pain is legitimate. All the aches, all of that, the back pain, the pelvic pain. Oh my gosh. I mean, my daughter's 30 something. I can still remember that pain. It's that aching pain in your pelvic area that doesn't go away. You can prop yourself on, peel out the pillow. It's just and you can't take none because you're pregnant. It's just that aching that, just sits there and it's a horrible feeling. So, until Oliver is able to give birth, then I'm gonna need for him to hush it up and quit comment, and especially talking about this Negro Project. It ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about. We talking about Black women's pain and ailment. And, I do hope that, Dr. Jackie is very sorry. I know that people will get on camera, i.e. we just talked about that earlier about a certain somebody getting on the pulpit and down there get ready to start crying and everything, but so I know that people will do a tear in a minute, honey, a tear jerker. And I'm not one of them people who do fall for the tear jerk, okay? Just because you get on somewhere and start to cry, it ain't gonna make me break down and be like, oh, I'm not, that's just not me. I'm not that person. Um, but to each his own, y'all. But y'all, I was burning my frankincense and myrrh, and I think that's what helped me keep calm with the positive energy for knuckleheads trying to come in here and talk about something else. If you won't have a topic on that type of subject, you can have that. I don't particularly want to have a topic on that subject. It's a sad thing. It's a horrible thing to have to happen to individuals, but that's not what we was talking about. We was talking about Black women's pain, and that was a diversion, you all. He was trying to divert us from Black women's pain. And over here, let's keep it real. I am a Black woman, so I am going to point out those issues when they come up. I'm an advocate for women, period. But when it comes to certain issues, yes, I'm going to advocate and speak on that, in my support of women and Black women. It's just point blank period. So don't be coming over trying to divert attention away from this and take away from our concerns and our things that have happened to us in the past and continue to happen to us. You're not going to divert us over here. It ain't going to work, hun. But anyway, guys, thank y'all for tuning in to Let's Keep It Real. And y'all, I'm enjoying putting these little clips in here and letting y'all watch it and stuff. I like stuff like that. It helps kind of fit into what I'm talking about instead of me just running it the entire time. So like I said, y'all, thank y'all for tuning in, and I'm gonna holler at y'all another time, and I'm gonna be out here again watching and researching some more stuff. And what I'm gonna try to do next time, I'm gonna try to post the time and at least have it up where people know I'm gonna be going on in like an hour. I hate giving times like that. Yeah. Yes, that pain. Exactly, that pelvic pain, child. Ooh. That's a pain, and y'all, and I gained a lot of weight too. So, and I know it's a lot of us other women who, had gained weight during our pregnancy. So, toppled with the weight and then a pain in your back and that pelvic area and not being able to get comfortable. Child can't, I mean, like I said, Oliver, I'm gonna need for him to hush until he's able to show that he can carry a baby. If he can't show that he can carry a baby, he needs to hush his mouth. But bye, y'all. I'll see y'all later.